Hi all and welcome to a new video. My name is Elizabeth and I just started this YouTube channel to share my bike and travel adventures to inspire and entertain others. Well, actually until now I only posted videos about bikepacking, so this video is going to change that. I'm taking you on my trip to Barcelona and I hope you all like it. I've spent 6 full days in Barcelona and did a lot of the highlights you can visit. So let's dive in. As I arrive in Barcelona in the afternoon, I decide to only have one activity today, which is going to the castle of Montjuïc. There I'm surprised by a kind of party and a beautiful view on Barcelona. After a small pizza break, I take the cable car, which I always love to take, back to the center of Barcelona. The next day I decide to start with just wandering around a bit in the center. And as I did, I stumbled upon a cozy square called Placita de la Sue, which is full of dancing and singing people. Furthermore, I walked through beautiful streets and buildings. And yet another really nice square, Plaza Real. And after having a cupcake break, yes, I love food as you can see, I walked via La Rambla to the beautiful promenade. Here again I stumbled on lots of coziness as there was a big market with all kinds of goods. And if you get to know me a bit by now, I of course needed to try some of these empanadas. And I can say it tasted great. Then I continued my walk over the promenade and yes, I had my first ice cream of the trip. I think a trip is not completed without a nice ice cream. Yes, it's true that I didn't have a proper lunch, but instead eating all those small snacks. Oops. But I did eat a salad last night, so I'm eating some vegetables actually. From here, the plan I made didn't go as smooth as before. I had the idea to visit Park Güell for the sunset, so I went all the way up. However, I there found out that you needed a reservation to enter the park. And as it was quite a trip from the city center to get there, I decided not to go back directly, but to look for a different place to see the sunset, which became Del Carmel, a place I had read about to be a good spot for the sunset as well. The walk towards this spot turned out to be quite a challenging one due to the steepness and the condition of the path. The view was worth it though. Walking back to the center across the Sagrada Familia, and I of course needed to take a picture. And after a delicious meal I went back to my hostel. The next day it was finally time to visit the Sagrada Familia, which I was looking forward to so much. And although it was difficult to capture it on photos and videos, it was really stunning. As visiting the Sagrada Familia was a very nice experience for me and one I would really recommend to you all visiting Barcelona, I want to address that you need to buy a ticket in advance. You need to reserve a spot because otherwise you will not be able to go there. So the moment you know you're going to visit Barcelona and you want also to visit this amazing spot, then just reserve a ticket online and you'll be fine. After visiting the Sagrada, I went to the museum attached to it, which was really fascinating. Then I had some tapas as lunch, visited the Santa Maria church, and again wandered through some beautiful streets. I really loved the vibe of Barcelona. Then it was time for the Boqueria Market, not sure how to say that. And they had so much food there, so really a recommendation to visit. Having already done a lot today, I decided to walk to the harbor and find a restaurant in Güell to eat something. The next morning I'm going to one of the many markets in Barcelona. As there are many people and the market is in a beautiful building, I enjoy walking around without buying anything. For lunch, I found an amazing small restaurant where the menu was only in Spanish and the staff didn't understand English. But after I ordered somewhat at random, a delicious 3-course menu was served. When I finished all of this delicious food, I went to the Moco museum, which was not anything like a normal museum. So therefore, even if you're not the museum type, still it's really a recommendation when visiting Barcelona. After all these wonderful experiences, I arrived at my next stop. Jardins du Teatre Grec, something like that. And this was actually quite disappointing. And I was also the only one there. Lastly, I had a quick look in the Sant Antonio market, after which I went back to my hostel. As the weather wasn't that good today, I decided to go to the Science Museum, which looked really cool online. And so it was. Here are a few shots of my visit. Next on the planning was the Tibidabo Mountain, which is the highest hill in Barcelona. On the hill there's also Spain's oldest amusement park that you can visit, as well as a beautiful church. Going up and down you can take the funicular, which I of course, just as the cable car, really enjoy. After arriving back downtown, I continued a tradition I like to follow when traveling, which is going to the Hard Rock Café in town. The next day it was time for something I really looked forward to and which I almost already did for the sunset. Visiting Park Güell. And the park didn't disappoint me. And of course the weather was also really good. As I didn't know about this channel when I was back in Barcelona, the next clip is in Dutch, so let me translate this for the non-Dutch speaking viewers. I'm talking about how I could just walk inside the place where I'm at the moment in the video and that there's now a really long queue waiting for the same area.
Hallo beste mensen, ik zit dus nu in het park Güell, het Zicht. Maar en de rijstrook die nu echt super erg gegroeid is. Dus ik kon hier gewoon nog even zitten en genieten van dit mooie weer.
A tip here, go early. Having seen every inch of the park, I went looking for Casa Batlló and Casa Mila, two buildings who were besides the famous Sagrada Familia and Park Güell, also made by Antoni Gaudi. And in Casa Mila I had a drink at the cafe. Then I continued my walk to Plaza de Catalunya, crossing some beautiful and sometimes funny places. I was then once again back on the promenade, now with very different weather than last time. After I wandered on the very windy promenade, it was now time to go to the font Magica. I don't know, something like that. And I really enjoyed going there, and with me, a lot of people as well. And yep, sorry, I couldn't choose which video to pick from the fountain show, so there are quite a few. Enjoy! As this was the last night of my trip, I ended the trip in style with a cocktail, some cheese and a crab. The last day I bought some small souvenirs and visited some things I wanted to see once more. And this last day turned out to be the most romantic day of the year, namely Saint-Jordi. A day when the city is dotted with flower and bookstalls, because the idea is for men and women to give each other a rose or book. On this festive day, the weather starts beautiful, but then changes fast and quite fierce. By the time I got my luggage from the hostel and left for the airport, the weather had thankfully improved. And then it was time to say goodbye. As I visited a lot of highlights of Barcelona and being there a couple of days, there were of course also still a lot of things I didn't visit, which you could of course visit yourself when going to Barcelona. For example, the football stadium or a lot of museums I didn't go to. So yeah, a lot of things to see and I would really recommend going there. However, the things I visited I think are the main highlights, and I think almost all I would recommend to visit. And that was it for this non-bike video. I hope you all liked it. And if you did so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel somewhere down there. And next video will be again about biking, but in the future I would like to do both. So if you have any questions or any recommendations, please leave in the comments down below again. And then I'll see you in the next one.